In this training video, I am going to teach you how to pass a police officer interview. If you are applying to become a police officer with any police force and you want to pass at the first attempt, stay tuned because I am here to help you. And just very quickly, if you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Literally thousands of you are passing your interviews at the first attempt. I can only help you if you are subscribed. And please give the video a like because that motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, let's jump straight into the presentation. So to help you pass your police officer interview at the first attempt, I will cover the following 3 things in this presentation. Number 1, I will give you 5 very important tips for preparing for your police officer interview. Number 2, I will then give you lots of police officer interview questions to prepare for and brilliant example answers. And then finally, number 3, I will tell you where you can instantly download my full set of police officer interview questions and top scoring responses. Okay, to begin with, let me give you 5 really important tips for preparing for your police officer interview. Please take notes. Police officer interview tip number 1 is to make sure you learn and understand the role of a police officer before your interview. This is very important. Now, most people think police officers are there to simply catch criminals and solve crimes. And whilst these do form part of the job, there's so much more to the role. So police officers work every day in partnership with other agencies such as the local authority and community groups to minimize the fear of crime, provide reassurance, and improve the quality of life for members of the public. Make sure you have a thorough understanding of the police officer's role before you attend the interview. Police officer interview tip number 2 is to think very carefully why you want to become a police officer. Now, one of the most common questions asked is, why do you want to be a police officer? Most people respond by saying they want to be one so they can catch criminals. But that type of weak answer will gain very few marks. So if I were applying to become a police officer, I would say I want the position because I'd enjoy the level of responsibility that comes with the job. I would get to make a real difference to the communities I am serving, and I would thrive being part of an organisation that wants to create and build effective partnerships to solve problems in communities. Police officer interview tip number 3 is to write down a list of the qualities needed to be a competent and professional police officer. Now, the role of a police officer has changed over recent years, and with trust in the police service at an all-time low, they want to recruit people who have the right qualities to do the job to a high professional standard. Therefore, I strongly recommend you write down a list of the most important qualities needed in the position before you attend your interview and learn them. So if I were preparing for a police officer interview, this is the list of qualities I would write down and learn. Remain calm under pressure and use reasoned judgment when making decisions. Having the ability to follow strict rules and procedures. The ability to gather facts, information, and evidence before making decisions. Possess strong communication and interpersonal skills, and focus on building positive working relationships with stakeholders and the public. Be a good team player and support your work colleagues. Adapt to change and embrace new technologies as they become more relevant to modern policing. Uphold the values and principles of the police force. Demonstrate respect and empathy and also value diversity. Be able to handle traumatic and distressing situations. Give honest, clear and accurate evidence in pressurized situations such as in court. Be willing to work shifts and be flexible and adaptable, and also maintain a fit and active lifestyle to ensure you can meet the demands of the role. Police officer interview tip number 4 is to think about how you would deal with difficult situations as a police officer. So during your interview, you will get asked a series of tough questions that assess how you would perform in hypothetical situations. Questions such as, how would you de-escalate a situation that may turn violent? And how would you deal with a situation where a work colleague was making inappropriate comments to another police officer? Very soon, I will give you example answers to these and more tough questions to help you pass your police officer interview. Police officer interview tip number 5. Make sure you know about the police force you are applying to join, including their latest news stories, the area they cover, and what they are doing to fight and reduce crime. Now, the question, what do you know about this police force, is likely going to come up during your police officer interview. So before you attend the interview, I recommend you do the following 3 things. Number 1, go onto the police force's website and look at their About Us page. Learn their commitment, priorities, values, standards, and ethics. Number 2, research the demographics of the police force. Find out where the police stations are located and who is in charge of each division or area. And number 3, look on their website for details about the crime prevention and reduction strategies they are carrying out. Okay, let's now start working through some police officer interview questions and example answers. I will then tell you where you can download my full set of brilliant responses. Police officer interview question number 1 is, why do you want to be a police officer? Here's my example response. I want to be a police officer for several reasons. The first is I will thrive on the level of responsibility that comes with the position. Being a person who has high personal standards and values, I will enjoy upholding those that are set by your police force. I also want to become a police officer because no 2 days are the same. My skills, qualities and knowledge will be pushed, and I will get to see the difference my work is making in local communities. Finally, I want to be a police officer because I enjoy collaborating as part of a team where the people I am working with have a genuine passion and desire to positively impact others. Police officer interview question number 2. How would you de-escalate a situation that had the potential to turn violent? Here's how I would answer this question. I would always follow my training and the operational guidelines laid down by the police force. I would remain calm, confident and in control of the situation. I would think ahead and order additional resources if my risk assessment justified them. To de-escalate the situation, I would use non-confrontational body language, give clear and easy to understand instructions that were delivered with authority and confidence, and I would continue to carefully monitor and evaluate the situation and react accordingly. Police officer interview question number 3. You overhear a police officer colleague making inappropriate and unacceptable comments to a member of police staff. What would you do? Here's how I would respond to this tough question. All police officers, including myself, would have a duty to uphold the values and standards laid down by the force. Therefore, I would challenge them immediately, explain why their comments were unacceptable and wrong before informing the duty sergeant about what I had just witnessed. If the police officer believes it is acceptable to use inappropriate language, then there is a serious issue that needs to be tackled. Members of the public trust the police force to uphold the standards they set, and these must be enforced at all times without exception. Police officer interview question number 4. How do you apply the qualities of a police officer in your everyday life? Here's my top scoring response. I have high personal and professional standards. I am respectful of others' views and opinions, appreciate the value of diversity, and always act with honesty and integrity. For example, in my last job, I noticed a team member attempting to cut corners with a project they were working on. I challenged them on this and persuaded them to do the right thing. I will take ownership of mistakes and learn from them, so I am always improving. I am also not afraid to challenge my co-workers or friends if they make inappropriate comments or jokes that are not acceptable in today's society. Sometimes this makes me unpopular, but I will speak out if something isn't right. Finally, I keep myself fit and active, support people in their goals, try to build positive relationships with everyone, and remain calm when I am faced with adversity and difficult challenges. Police officer interview question number 5. Tell me about a time when you displayed integrity. At work in my previous job, I noticed an experienced team member going home 15 minutes early each day. The other team members had started to comment on his absence, and I felt his actions were unfair to the rest of the team, and they prevented us from finishing important daily tasks. I decided to challenge him. I spoke to him privately the next day and asked him why he felt it was acceptable to leave early. He said it was none of my business and the manager wasn't around, so it didn't really matter. I disagreed and said it was not only unfair on the rest of us who stayed until the end of the working day, but that someone had to cover him during his absence. I told him to stop leaving early and respect the company's trust in him. Although I detected he wasn't happy with what I said, he started staying until the end of the working day moving forward, which was a positive result. Okay, so there's lots of tips, questions and answers to help you pass your police officer interview. Now, if you want to accelerate your learning even further and make sure you beat the competition at your police officer interview, click that link right now in the top right-hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, howtobecome.com, and you can instantly download my full set of police officer interview questions and brilliant responses in a PDF guide. Because it comes as a PDF guide, it means you can have it in your inbox literally within 2 minutes from now. Check out that link. Also, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your police officer interview. Have a great day.